What's up, YouTube? Number one top favorite feature of the whole entire MPC, I would have to say, is going to be the Q-Link knobs. Didn't really think that would be the case, but they really are 100% beneficial when it comes to my workflow. I used the Q-Links before when it came to the Renaissance, and they were great for chopping samples. But since we do have the touchscreen on these MPCs, there was not really a need for the Q-Links to be able to use those for chopping samples, even though I still kind of use them if I don't want to touch the screen. But let me show you some of the things that I love about the MPC X and what it offers. So what you're seeing here is going to be my Playhead, which is going to be here. Let me see if I can get it to zoom in. I have my program level, whether I want my metronome to be on, what the level of the metronome is going to be, do I want timing corrections, at what division, do I want to add any kind of swing, and if I do, how much do I want to add there, the timing correction, what track am I currently working on. You can see my track velocity, I can see my transpose, I can see, when my loops are going to start when it comes to my bars, how many bars my sequence is going to be, and pretty much what my tempo is. And to be honest with you guys, these are extremely helpful and beneficial when it comes to getting your program and your pretty much your project started, guys. And then when it comes to features like program edit, absolutely love the fact that everything is going to be aligned, I should say, with these Q-Links. So I'm able to do stuff like control the level, which is here. That's going to be the second item on the screen, right? So that's going to be our second button. So we have level for a sample. I can pretty much just change how I want my note to be, whether it's going to be poly, mono, whether it's going to be a one shot, pretty much all these features that are available to me at pretty much at the turn of a knob. So I want to say hands down, feature number one that I'm going to give to the MPC X is going to be the Q-Links. I think with the OLED displays, that really does just set this machine apart from every other MPC out there. And I think that definitely does make this the undisputed king of the MPCs, to be able to have 16 OLED displays to provide you so much data and information and have it beautifully aligned with the MPC. So that's going to be number one. All right, part two, or should I say the second best feature that I love about the AKAI MPC X, is going to hands down be the buttons. These buttons are amazing. They're very tactile. They feel great. They just feel very professional. In fact, these buttons are the very sole reason why I've been after things like the MPC 60 and the MPC 3000. These are very quality to me, and I really do enjoy these buttons. Now, are these just as solid and as sturdy as something maybe like the 3000 or the 60? Maybe not, but the feel of them, the tactile and anything when it comes to the MPC, they feel great. I think the knobs are great. When you really include the functionality of being able to be very tactile with your MPC by having knobs, having your buttons, having your your armrest, and having your hand placement, everything does kind of just feel very, very nicely placed where it pretty much is. So I definitely want to say the buttons are going to be number two top favorite feature when it comes to the MPC X. I would say I'm getting very used to these arrows here. Coming from a 2000 XL, I was really expecting the squished arrows that were really compacted, but I really think that this is a much better platform because this middle enter button here is very beneficial, and it really does help a lot when it comes to navigating and working inside of the MPC. These switches and everything are also great. I'll go ahead and just throw those in as part of the button package, but I will definitely say buttons number two. Stay tuned for number three. 1 second. All right, guys, so for my number three is definitely going to have to be the back of the MPC and a little bit of the front, but mainly the back of the MPC. Having the inputs, having your digital, having your phono, having your line inputs, having your built-in 8 outs, having the ability to have up to 4 MIDI devices. And you guys know that I do have things like the EPS 16 and some other devices that I'm trying to work with here. Having two USBs, having all the CV gates, if I wanted to use those kind of gears, obviously the USB, just like any other pretty much MPC. You know, love the fact that pretty much everything is built in. Discuss here as well. Having these are very beneficial. I'm excited to be able to have somebody with a guitar be able to just plug into the MPC, and we can be able to collab and be able to make some music. All right, so number 4 is definitely going to have to be the screen on the MPC X. It wouldn't be right if I didn't discuss the screen on this bad boy. As we all know, it's great, it's very responsive, very much works just like my iPhone 11. Touch the screen, you're not battling with it, you're not having a double tap. It's very, you know, it's very responsive to the touch. I love the fact that we can come in here, you know, edit our samples on the fly, be able to do things with, you know, the effects and all that good stuff. So definitely want to say the screen is going to be one of my favorite things about, you know, the MPC X. It definitely makes it very easy on the eyes. I'm able to come in here and really just kind of just get to work. It's very inspiring and motivational. Gives you a better visual of pretty much what you're doing with your music. And I just feel like, you know, there's no coming back when it comes to now having a touchscreen that is going to be this size. Don't get me wrong, the touchscreen inside of the One, the Live and everything, those are great sizes, but there's just something about having this massive screen in front of you, having the ability to kind of arch it and giving it that MPC feel, it having the little kickstands in the back. I did have a subscriber let me know about that. Thank you very much, I do appreciate it. But yep, definitely going to go down in the number 4 slot. It's going to be the screen when it comes to this MPC. All right, and the last part of this video is going to be number 5, and number 5 for me is definitely going to be the pads. Definitely loving the pads. They feel great. They kind of already feel like some fat pads, so I don't really feel like it's necessary to go ahead and upgrade them, even though MPC stuff do have fatter pads, which are awesome. I think if I do upgrade these pads, they might just be for something, just for a little bit of a wow factor, maybe something like clear or something maybe like the white. I have really been eyeing the white pads for the MPC X, and maybe going and buying some new side panels that I can custom spray paint, maybe white, to give it that custom look, and then I'll put the original factory panels away, that way in case I want to slap them back on, everything's all right and back to original. But yep, definitely gonna have to say the pads are one of my favorite things when it comes to this MPC X. They're very responsive, very easy for finger drumming. By all means, I am not a finger drummer at all, but I kind of just feel a little bit confident when I'm on these pads, and I feel like I can really bang out some cool things. A lot of the stuff you guys hear on my music when it comes to fast hi-hat rolls and snares and etc., those are actually really just me just playing them out on the MPC pads, because they really just allow you to capture, you know, those rolls. So yep, those are going to be, you know, just 5 things I wanted to put together upon, you know, my favorite things that I love about the MPC X. This is my first week, so I'll go ahead and break down what my review is about the MPC X. So give me 1 second here. Okay, so I've had the MPC X for going about 1 week now, and I just want to give you guys my honest review. Some of the pros, some of the cons about having the MPC X, and at the end of it, I'll kind of let you guys know whether or not I recommend you guys go out and buy one of these machines. So let's go ahead and get started here. You know, first of all, I'll start off with some pro things about the MPC. As I mentioned before, I gave you guys already 5 things that I love about the MPC: the Q-Link, the pads, the screen, the buttons, and the fact that everything is already built into the MPC. I love the fact that we have, you know, your outs, your ins, and everything. So this is pretty much a professional box. You also have your, you know, your XLR and your microphone inputs in the back. So I definitely feel like this is going to be the biggest pro when it comes to this machine. It is pretty much jam-packed with features, and it is great and is outstanding. I think the build quality is great. I think that the pad that they put on the MPC X is outstanding. I think it's awesome. I actually love the color finish that they put on here. It's a dull, like matte black with a real glassy looking kind of appearance on the top. And to be honest with you, I wasn't really aware of that until I took off a screen protector and I realized, oh wow, it's actually, you know, really nice and fancy. The screen is beautiful, very responsive. So I definitely feel like AKAI really knocked it out of the box when it comes to this MPC. And I really do not see Native Instruments coming in here and taking that throne from this MPC. This is the MPC. there is to get. This is the one. This is the king. This is the boss right here. So definitely love the feel, the vibe, and everything that this MPC is giving you. So I want to discuss some cons when it comes to this MPC. It is pretty big, so I mean, if you don't really have the space for, you know, a big MPC like this, then I don't recommend getting it. I would recommend going for something like the Live 2. But if space isn't an issue, by all means, definitely go for the MPC X. I think it's great. I'm not sure if it's just my unit itself, but none of these lights really light up. That'd be awesome if these were actually lit. I'm not sure if you can. I know if I hit this function button, they light up red. But I think that these being lit as an LED would be nice, so I can kind of be able to see, you know, where the buttons are at. I might just not be knowing how to turn that on, but that's just something that I've noticed that has been a little bit of a bother to me, because when I'm working at nighttime, I kind of like to be able to have these lit up so I know where they are. But you know, besides that, that's just a little bit of a mute point. That's probably just a user error. I love the fact that we have stuff like SD cards. I think you could throw a hard drive inside of this thing here. All in all, guys, I just want to say that, you know, as the first week of owning this box, I think I made about 10 beats. I'm cranking them out left and right. I feel inspired. Cranking out full songs on this thing has been a breeze. I have not had an issue with it whatsoever. Do I feel like it was justifiable to move up from the MPC 1 all the way up to the MPC X? I would say so. I think that it was definitely a good move, and the reason why is because this feels more at home. This just feels more like this is the box that I want to kind of just give my time and my attention to. So after 1 week of owning this, do I actually recommend the MPC X? Absolutely, but only if you have experience of being an MPC user. I do not recommend going out and buying an MPC X as your first MPC. Start off with something like maybe even the Touch if you have an older MacBook and you're not having to have any concerns about Big Sur. Maybe get yourself the MPC 1. I think the MPC 1 is the perfect starter machine when it comes to having an MPC. If you find yourself loving that workflow, loving the MPC swing and the way that the AKAI language is when it comes to, you know, making hip hop and music, by all means, definitely go for maybe the MPC Live 2. And if space is not an issue, by all means, go for the X. So once again, this is your boy MG, the producer. I just wanted to shoot a quick video giving a quick little, you know, review of having this thing for about a week. I gave you guys 5 things that I love about it so far. You know, I definitely recommend this machine to anybody who's looking to get serious about the music production. I have not ran across any kind of limitations so far. I have had some issues where things have crashed on me here and there, but besides that, I think AKAI is going to come through with a new update pretty soon. I'm really crossing my fingers that we end up with an Expand 2 or maybe even a hybrid upgrade where we're going to be able to put those 2 instruments in the MPC X, or maybe even the Force. And if that really does happen, oh my lord, I really just feel like AKAI just kind of just put the nail in the coffin for every platform out there, whether it's hardware or software. Anyways, this is your boy MG, the producer. Thank you for tuning in. If you have not already subscribed to this channel, go ahead and do so. I took a look at my Google Analytics the other day and I realized 90% of everybody who watches these videos are not even subscribed. So might as well hit that subscribe button, build with me, grow with me. Let's go ahead and turn this MPC movement into something that takes over the world, baby. Let's go. I'm out.